Hi everyone, it's June 29, 2021, and today's topic is growth is good. You're watching the Awesome 10X Global Market Update, and this Nikki you just saying that Cathie Wood wins again. Awesome 10X wins again. Let's give you some news here. You remember that people were really saying that disruptive innovation is not where the money should be, that people have to go to value names, and that growth stocks were dead. Well, look at what we've been saying. We've been saying that growth is never dead. It could have just paused, and yet when it comes back, it roars all-time highs. And definitely because Awesome 10X always believes in investing in growth, disruptive names, we really caught the big moves. Like 50%, 100% moves was easy for the ones who bought a lot of solar growth names, a lot of biotech names. And I'd argue that there continues to be a lot of upside in them. Let me give you a recap of what happened last night and how your portfolio should be focused upon. So let's read the sector moves right now. Last night was a very strong day for your clean energy names. I'm going to show you the exact movements. Clean energy names, whether it be solars, electric vehicles, charging stations. It was an overall strong move. So SunPower is now trading at $31. Your NEO is now trading near $50. SunNova Energy, $39. Well, I didn't really recommend Workhorse because I'm a little bit doubting on Workhorse, but it's also up 8% to $17, $18. Your Arcimoto, this one you continue to keep. It's now trading at 16.7. NVTA continuing to go higher. It's now 188. Your Lucid Motor is now trading at $27. Solar Edge is $285. Sunrun is now trading at $57. Your First Solar is now hitting $92. I wouldn't be surprised it goes $100. So you are seeing that China and US are betting so huge on this infrastructure bill, and that means all the money will flow into solar names. Your FSL, also a part of that decarbonization trend, is 9.24. People ask me, Nikki, what do you think about FSL? I said, well, it's going to go higher as well. 10, 11. Nonetheless, there's really a lot of opportunities in this sector. I would argue that QuantumScape and TPGY are really giving a good risk reward. And so I continue to promote those names, and even CleanSpark 16.8. Yes, we'll continue. Let me show you a further movement. So those who have solars, congrats, and continue to hold your winners. However, I wouldn't be saying wrong things for people who are already huge in these names if they want to also trim some. So Jinko Solar was very strong last night. Some of us actually took some profits. Jinko Solar is now up 80% from its lows, from about $28, now $52. Actually, that is up more than nearing 100%, right? 28 to 56. Yeah, that's 88% up. So definitely congrats to those of Jinko Solar. Last night, Jinko Solar, Maxion, your CSIQ, I mean, all the solars were strong up, right? Canadian Solar, $45.50. They are actually going to list in the star market. So you already know that US and China are fighting about the global domination when it comes to electrification, whether it be about the climate change pissing contest, or about disruptive innovation in AI, or about the space race. So that's actually a good thing, guys. I always love China and US fighting, because for them to be the leaders in these secular trends, they have to invest so much in renewable energy, which is a definitive secular trend. So those of Canadian Solar, do expect it to go as high as $50 or even $60. Winners, #win. Of course, let's take a look at each chart for you. CSIQ was really strong last night. Of course, all of the biotechs were very strong. Let me show you the movements in the biotech space. Okay. Yeah, so last night, very strong, right? Let me just give you a roundup. Jinko Solar, Canadian Solar, SunPower, ChargePoint, NEO, Renesola. So definitely strong movements. Even the hydrogen plays are also setting up for a strong move. Like, I understand some people are thinking maybe FSL will also follow up, given that it's also part of that decarbonization trend, and Plug Power. Although I'm not actually that confident. I mean, it can go higher, but it's just a sectoral play. Risk reward, yes, you're right, but I'd say that I'd go for TPGY. So there's ways to handle this. TPGY warrants is one way if you really want that oomph of your on your part. TPGY warrants is actually now trading at just about $3.15. I do see that they're low risk. It's very low risk, maybe at about $2.80 or something risk, with a potential move about $6 to $7. So huge rewards. Now, of course, we already told you guys to invest in a lot of biotech names. So last night, we got a good move on your PAC Bios, now trading at 35 to 36. So some of us are actually already loaded exploded with options and call options in PacBio exploded more than 150%. So right now we're just holding winners. Whether PacBio continues to go higher, it will be a great thing. Last night, Genomics was up like 4%. Because of course Intellia moved, Editas moved. Let me read to you the exact news. Of course, we were betting already in a lot of these names because, number one, we do believe in the genomic space, and we do believe that the advances are going to be stronger in the next 10 years. We will find cures for sickle cell diseases. And let me read to you the exact news on why there was a huge trigger. So 60% up actually last night for Intellia with strong volume. I wouldn't mind if some of you guys took profits, doesn't matter. But nonetheless, I do know that the money flow is very much strong. We have been saying that the money flow was strong ever since BIIB found a cure for that Alzheimer's drug. You notice this one, 200 to 460. There's profit taking. So I wouldn't mind actually people taking some profits on biotech, but you could see that the money has huge flows in it. So I'm very happy that we are, of course, a winner on these spaces, these sectors. Cathie Wood funds jumping as gene editing edges closer to reality. Let me read to you this historic moment for CRISPR. So we are in a place where in the next 10 years we can actually cure, and a lot of the AI and drug discovery is working hand in hand with a lot of these innovations. So we are in the cusp of a very early promise for this technology. Let me read to you. Intellia led a rally for CRISPR stocks on Monday on an early promise for its gene editing approach to an inherited liver condition. The news sent Intellia stock to record high. Researchers tested a single dose of Intellia's gene editing treatment in patients with a disorder caused by a buildup of an abnormal protein. And just after 28 days, 3 patients received a higher dose, showing an average 87% reduction in that protein. There was also no side effects. This is very important because Intellia is the first to test editing cells inside the body. Other approaches involve removing the sick cells, editing them, and then reinfusing them to the patient. Intellia's approach could be more versatile. These are the first ever clinical data suggesting we can precisely edit targeted cells within the body, treating genetic diseases within a single intravenous infusion of CRISPR. So Cas9, that means all of the partners were all up. Regeneron Pharmaceuticals, actually, it's more of the CRISPR beam editing that really went up. So Editas was also strong. I really believe more on these names because Editas is for the blind, Beam Therapeutics is for the gene editing for cancer therapies, and then CRISPR is for blood sickle cell diseases. So let me just show to you how those strong moves made. CRISPR is now trading at 160, 150. Very strong move. We gave a buy at about $120 below. Editas is now trading at about more than $48 last night, and then had some profit taking at 43. But I would assume that people will still continue to buy 37, 38, or 40. So we already made a buy call at $35. We're just holding on to our names. For like NVTA, also strong, right? So NVTA continues to go higher, 34. I wouldn't mind it for it to go $40, $50. It's more like a keeper. And of course, you know about life sciences. CM Life Science will continue to grow. It's now $13.40. I wouldn't be surprised to go $17. So we like how these Palantir is working with life sciences demo. And just like any growth stock, Palantir continues higher now, trading at 27. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes $31. It was an overall strong move for your growth names. Growth is good. It's not unusual that some people are actually shifting a lot of their value names into growth names. Although I like Airbnb, it's not unusual that's also consolidating here about 149. I do think it goes 170, but maybe in the short term, some value names might sleep. Meaning your Airbnb and Disney might actually sleep. You're seeing some people, it's just consolidating. A lot of reopening names are actually weak. Casinos are actually weak. So I actually sold and put a loss on Las Vegas Sands. I moved it in actually some of the more intensified strong names. So we know that with EVs, your batteries will have more in demand. So that means your solid state QuantumScape goes from about $30 to as high as $40. We already said that about 25, 26 that is already bottomed out. So we do see this going to 41 and 55. Last night, you already saw a strong movement again on eVTOL. So EHang, we've been bullish since 21, still at that breakout of $30. Now it's 44, already 100% up from the lows. We do think this continues higher to about 54. So winners continue to win. With EHang winning, that means that your UAVs could continue to go higher from about $5.50 we added. Thing is going to go $6, $7, $8. So it's more of a keeper. TPGY, it's a function of cheaper alternatives for charging stations, given that charge price is already 35. Your your CLII is now $16. Congrats to those who got in on CLII, aka EVgo, from about $11 now $16.50. I'd have to say that a lot of the growth names are going up. I'd say that OTGLY is also a great name. Right now it's at $12.30. This, of course, CD Projekt Red, Cyberpunk. I think people are denying the fact that Awesome 10X believes that OTGLY is really an awesome name. So Cyberpunk 2077 has been released about 7-8 days ago in Sony PlayStation stores, and about 15, I think like 14 million people downloaded the game last year, and it's actually getting a lot of good reviews. I wouldn't be surprised this goes back to about $20 to $30. For those who want OTGLY, you can enter it, or you can actually just buy straight from CD Projekt Red, which is CDR in Polish zloty, 180, 185. We continue to be very bullish on Chinese names. So Chinese names are, of course, we said asymmetric upside. So Baidu will go perhaps $230. There will be some people selling it, but really strong movements. Facebook continues to go higher, all-time highs last night because of a trigger on an antitrust lawsuit that they won. They just paid like a little $1 billion. For the likes of them, it's actually very cheap. So digital advertising. Where did I put it? Let's take a look. $FB. So I'll just read to you the news exactly from Facebook. Facebook is now $1 trillion mark after the judge dismisses their antitrust suit. So I do believe that the market will continue to go higher. You're seeing that Michael Burry is getting a huge wrong call in his Flying Pigs 360. The market is very much bullish on innovation. And I do believe in that. Like at the end of the day, you can print money, but that money will flow into job generating, to investments that would generate jobs and innovate us, where our society is always about human progress. And the progress in the world is actually continuous strength in clean and renewable energy. So I'm happy for the market to actually pay up for that premium. So for those who have these winners, NEO, XPENG, your CCIVs, your Teslas, your FUVs, it's more of a keeper. You're seeing that your TSP is even so strong, too simple, from about $30, now trading at $65. I'm actually not so familiar with with Quantum C. This is Kappa. It went from 8 to 12 already, 50%. This is Kappa, Quantum C. Let me read to you things about this company. The next generation protein sequencing platform. Let's read it for you. So the next generation protein sequencing platform of the future for global impact for changing lives. Why Quantum C? This is powered by semiconductor technology, the ultimate level of sensitivity, single molecule, a product agnostic platform for proteomics and beyond. I'll understand and try to read, but I can tell you that the market is heavy in innovation. So over 100 million immunoassay tests performed a year. I mean, I know that the market's heavily investing in genomics. I think like if you want your portfolio to win, definitely continue to go hit on winners. With EV, electrics as a sector, that means that your battery suppliers will do well. So in my view, my favorite always when it comes to battery suppliers is either Cathie, which you couldn't invest, that's in China. BYD, which is 1211, which already made a V shape. So you cannot buy that if you're still like, if you haven't bought at about 160 or 180, you're kind of late at 235. So you might get some selling pressure at 280. So if you're a little bit late, you go for QuantumScape because solid state batteries is gonna be a winner there. And people ask me about Freyr. I tell them that I do believe in it. So Alice warrants will be a better way to park your money. That's Freyr. That's the competition of Northvolt, the competition of LG Chem, Panasonic. So So I think battery technology will always be in demand. So that said, I always tell people don't own the SPAC. You own the SPAC warrants. It's obvious that the market is flowing into the warrants, right? So that's okay. People were saying that, what was I? So very strong movements I'll tell you a few things more. So SOFA is actually in a good place right now. It's actually trading at about $19. I do like this fintech name. It had corrected about 25 to 18, 19. You want to buy this. You can see that strong movement. There's a lot of bargain hunting with high volume here, about 18, 19. Should it go to $16? That's all an opportunity to buy. I'll give you some ideas further. So QuantumScape, yes. Too Simple, strong. TPGY, yes. TPGY warrants, yes. CLII warrants, so strong. This one, you just have to hold it. Canadian Solar, have to hold it. Facebook, yes, continue to hold. Okay, so for the airlines, I exited it. I took a loss because, at the end of the day, I believe in China travel demand, but I do know that if I have an injured player, I have to let that injured player go to the bench. So think of your portfolio like a championship team. Some people have a hot hand, some people have cold hands. You don't want to pass the ball to somebody with a cold hand. And reopening names such as airlines might, there is a cycle, right? We do believe that this cycle of the travel reopening names will really be strong over the long term. I mean, not really long term, just a cycle, right? But I think like the market is heavily investing in growth, and they don't want to buy actually just a airline. So you could see that I shifted some of my Flintstone or AKA reopening names to the more innovative names. And let me give you an idea further. Last night, there's news, of course, that Miss Cathie Wood is opening a mutual fund that's and got approval for the first 21 shares Bitcoin ETF. And obviously, the market already rampaged on the MSTRs, RIOT, Coin, Mara, and I would argue they'll even buy Bitfarms. So, but I'd go for the Coinbase. So you can see clearly that last night Coinbase went from 225 to 246. I do believe it goes to $80. Any dip of Coinbase near 240 is a buying zone. Obviously, that is a front run move because as Cathie Wood will invest in the cryptocurrency and the blockchain movement, that means that your coin goes up, your Mara, there's always going to be a bidder. Your Mara goes up, probably going to go 37, 36. Your bit farms, as I said, you're about $4. You can probably try to nibble 380 and $4. I'm not too fun. To be honest, if you're going to ask me about valuation, I know that these cryptocurrency blockchains and blockchain miners, in my view, are not justifiably cheap, but it's just a money flow for me. So it's more of a trading zone for me for these cryptocurrency plays. And then let me tell you what's happening. So sector-wise, the strong moves, yes, continuous. I still keep on my eVTOLs. For eVTOLs, I prefer ACIC warrants, Archer Aviation warrants, KEL warrants. This one I really believe in. So Archer Innovation, aka Atlas Crest, about 156. Even if it goes $1.10, it's all a buy zone for me. Same thing that I do with KEL warrants. For the space names, I continue to be bullish on them. Even if ASTS right now is actually trading at $10.30, I'm still holding on to my ASTS. That means that I'm also bullish with HCS warrants, still holding on that. Any dips at about $3.50 should be okay. That's just consolidation. That's a profit-taking consolidation, and then gonna go higher. Still have my Holy City warrants. Believe in that. Holy City was up last night, and I think that's when it breaks $2, your Holy City warrants will kaboom. Holy City warrants is actually your Astra. So you're seeing already the space race really strong move. So this is all about innovation. Holy City warrants, SRAC warrants. I have these names. I've been saying that they were a vertical takeoff, very low risk at about 250. So those who followed me are already up 366. So that's about $1 up for you in just a single week. Congrats for following Awesome 10X. Number one, I know you're smart because you're following and watching Awesome 10X. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Nonetheless, we want most Filipinos to win. So you can actually follow me in eToro. Anyway, it's public. So last night, yes, I bought UAVS. I like a lot of growth names in my sector play. So I do believe in Beyond Meat and Oatly. I just feel that Oatly is a good value here, about $25. I've been buying actually Roblox at about $87 as well. My IBKR, continuous strength last night. So as you could see, I thought I could buy Roblox at 75, but the market wouldn't let me. So it was really a buy on this. Prior resistance equals support here at $80. Right now, I just say that the market is very strong, and what did I say? You just really have to hold your winners. And if you have actually a lot of dead money, you can ask me, and I'll try to cure it. You can ask me. What are your thoughts on Wish? Context logic. Okay, so Wish, in my view, is not so special. Just like any e-commerce name, actually. So nonetheless, I mean, it's what, $14. I wouldn't buy it if I'll be honest. I think that there are more names that you can get some value and growth. Wish is just, I mean, I'm not saying that Wish is not going to go up. I just don't think that it's the best. Your thoughts on PaySafe? PaySafe, we gave a buy at about $12 below. Still continue to hold it. Yeah, $12 below is okay. 11.50 we gave a buy. Went to 13. Any dips would be a buy. So I think this one's okay. You have a great energy. What do you think about Fern? Unfortunately, I don't know what Fern is. What is Fern? Fern Hill Corp. Wow, super strong name last night. Let's take a look. What does Fern do? Fern is Fern stock. Fern Hill Corporation. It is an OTC name. What sector is this? It's up 50% last night. What did they do? Is this like a biotech name? I have no idea. I mean, I can't comment on something I know nothing about. So, I don't know I don't know what this company is. Sorry, can't answer for Fern. What are your thoughts on MRIN? I didn't study MRIN. What's MRIN? Marine Software Incorporated. Super strong moves. Oh, yeah. Wait. So I've been seeing a lot of strength in a lot of IPOs, right? Just recently, there's this biotech. So I'm sorry, I don't know about this MRIN. Biotech IPOs are going hot. I don't have docs DOCS. DOCS was so strong this week, right? So like from $41 to $60 is actually 60% up above IPO. Let's take a look and study a lot of biotech IPOs. Biotech IPOs on the news. So you're seeing that there's so much strength in the biotech space. Let's go for the calendar. Let's read this. So it just tells you to study more on biotech. It's hot. The recent IPOs in the biotech is going 50% up and so forth. Graphite Bio, there you go, GRPH. So I haven't studied this Graphite Bio, but I want to study this. Just listed June 25. It's now trading at $22.70. Let's go for studying Graphite Bio. Let's read it. Graphite Bio is a next-gen genetic editing, curing, transforming lives. It's breaking boundaries in gene editing, addressing the underlying causes of disease. All right, co-founded by pioneers in genetic medicine, Graphite Bio is next-gen gene editing, developing best-in-disease, power of CRISPR, natural DNA, got it. Name is rooted in DNA discovery, gene replacement therapy. All right, so Graphite Bio is now, I think it's just a $4 billion company, right? So what people are doing is they're actually trying to buy the would-be companies that ARK Genomics will buy. I think that's what's happening in the market. With Intellia, they're trying, you can clearly see that the market wants to go further in a cheaper Intellia, a cheaper CRISPR. So you can see Intellia is now trading at $9 billion. Your Graphite Bio is something like $4 billion, right? I think there's a $4 billion company. Let me be clear. Let me know the exact market cap. Graphite Bio is news. Where is that? GRPH. Graphite Bio. Graphite Bio market cap. I'll point you where you study. Study these strong names. I haven't studied this, but I think where the money is going isn't really in the money is gonna go in innovation. $1 billion money flow entering here. Graphite Bio, Alpha Technova, together raising $334 billion, a pair of Bay Area life science IPOs. Let's read this together. Bay Area companies raised more than expected at the IPOs last Thursday. Both Graphite Bio and Alpha Technova sold more shares than they anticipated. Graphite and Technova are up 50%. GRPH and Technova, TKNO, Alpha Technova, kaboom, $20 to $30. Did I have it? No, I didn't. So I missed out on these names, but it tells you that I won't miss out forever. But let's read it. Graphite Bio selling 14 million shares for $17 each. It's now what? Like Graphite Bio is like $30 already. 17 is now how much? $22. So so it opened. It's now 25% up from the IPO. I'm going to try to test buy tonight. Graphite Bio, and I guess I'm late for Technova, but I think this is about the 10x trends in gene editing, right? Confluent and Doximity, 5 Bay Areas expect to hit the market so strong. So the IPO market is strong, I agree. Specifically Biotech IPOs. San Francisco company is developing treatments for sickle cell diseases, selling 15 to 17 a piece. Biggest shareholders are Versant, 38% stake, Samsara, 16.5% stake. Alpha Technova had never raised venture funding until 2018. Telegraph Hill Partners held an 80% stake. With these offerings, they've gone public. That's just one shy of 2020's full year total. You're seeing strength over you're seeing strength on healthcare. Let's read more on healthcare stocks. I don't know much about healthcare, but let me just point you where the money's going. That means that, of course, I would never sell my winner, which is Editas. Any dips, I'll keep on adding. Well, it's normal to take profits, but if it goes down, I'm going to buy more. I wouldn't mind that Shake Shack would get sold, but really, I can tolerate those weaknesses in the short term. Okay, let's read this. Carbon Health, when is this going to get listed? San Francisco-based provider, in-person virtual healthcare, reportedly in talks with a SPAC. Okay, so Carbon Health is seeking a $3 billion IPO. Okay, so we're seeing money flow into the innovation names. Let me show to you my healthcare watch list. Let's go to the healthcare names. Cancer Place. Oh, by the way, my wearables are also rising. Copen nearing $9. I won't be surprised it goes $11. So Precision Biosciences, CM Life Sciences, NanQuest, PacBio, AgroFresh is not it's not healthcare. It's 10x Therapeutics, Taladoc, BNGO, Diffusion Pharma, Vant Bio. Software acquisition, no, that's not cancer. MAAC, okay, so let's not go to the... Sige, let's try to see each one of them. Precision Biosciences, I understand, is more in the cancer place. I'm going to show to you that we are really seeing resurgence, okay? So resurgence with a lot of your biotech names. So any dips are going to be considered a buy. In fact, like Beam Therapeutics last night, some people are asking me, what should they do? I said, any dips of Beam Therapeutics will continue to get bought. It already rose from $60 to $110. I know that there will be sellers at $120, but it's very clear that the market is willing to buy, and new all-time highs is expected for Genomics, for Cancer Place. It's really a function of the market believing that if there is Fed printing money, they want the money to be in, and they want the money to cure the people who are blind, the people who are cancer. That's something that I already said to you guys, right? I said Biden's initiative and their entire science team is all science. So if you invest in science, you'll go 10x. I love JD. I think DD Chusheng might be expensive a bit. If you want to really make the money on DD Chusheng, the way to do it is owning SoftBank. So SoftBank about 8,000 yen is really a buy the dips. Here at 7.7 is okay. SoftBank is gonna win on all these IPOs on the growth trends. For about $35 or $32 is a buy the dip on your SoftBank. I like JD. Any dips about $75 is a great entry opportunity. F-Talk Pioneer. It's fine. I think like Fintech in general, neutral. I'm bullish, but it's not the only one. Like there's just so many winners on Fintech. Because there's so many winners on Fintech, there's a lot of competition. Like just imagine, I don't think Pioneer is the number one. So there's just so many winners. Like I could argue Alibaba. Owning Alibaba is automatically me owning Fintech, right? Owning Tencent is automatic me winning that Fintech move, not just the gaming. So there's so many ways to skin the cat on Fintech. And I think F-Talk, I don't have it. It's okay, but not that conviction. There's a lot of competition for Pioneer. Thoughts on Nano Dimension? NNDM, I continue to hold. Think it's going to go 10, 11, 12. We like additive manufacturing. Actually, it's very strong here, but $9. There will be some resistance. It will consolidate and then eventually hit 10, 11, 12. So the next resistance already 12. At this point in time, you should just be holding your winner. Shouldn't be buying more. Baidu, I think just keep lang. So tonight, I'd say that the market will go more in terms of they'll buy more into the EV space, into the clean space. They'll add more into the biotech space. Probably in terms of IPOs, focus on studying a lot of biotech, a lot of battery suppliers. You have to have EV biotech SPACs if ever you want, SPACs or IPOs. And then your solar should do well. Renewable energy in general should do well. And your Chinese names are fine, but it's asymmetric upside, but it doesn't. It's okay. I mean, I have it. You just have so much upside with Chinese names. I can't. DD Chusheng is just, to me, $60 billion valuation. My concern there is the valuation. So what I'm doing in my port, in case you want to follow me by growth, I forgot to say Zillow is bottoming out. I do have a lot of Zillow real estate platform, growth stock, like it. I think it's going to go $140, $50. So just recently broke out after, you can see this is what you call a W bottom. For those chartists out there, this is a clear W, J low bottom, whatever you want to call it. 125 to 103, minimum upside $150. You should be in it. If you're not in it, you're a loser. Okay, so what's going on with SoftBank, SVFAO? I think in general, the market doesn't want to pay up if the merger plan is not in place. Why? Because there's just so much money on the table. I mean, why would I be in a question mark what SoftBank Masayoshi Son will buy when I can just invest in Palantir automatically? I mean, like, if I love AI, shouldn't you be in the Palantir and NVIDIA in the beginning? So I think it's obvious that the market isn't willing to pay for uncertainties. And I know why TPGY is at $12.50. It's because some people can't wait December for the change in name for EV Box. But to me, paying $35 on charge point versus paying $12.50, the downside is priced in. Like, if I'm wrong, TPGY is going to go 11 and 10, but I'd prefer the warrants. Like, I'll go $2.50 to $3, keep accumulating TPGY warrants. It's going to go higher. And you could see anyway that Awesome 10X is positioned in the right names. So you can, of course, just look on my Twitter portfolio. Twitter, I just share, here, we've got RC Motors, SunPower, Canadian Solar, Research Frontiers, you've got it, Alibaba, Aqua Bounty for genetic salmon, Disney, CD Projekt, and continue to go higher. I'd buy more CD Projekt. Even at 185, it should go higher. So you should be just striving to add more winners in your port. ARKG, any dips will continue to go higher. So if you don't have biotech, continue to plow. And then if you have a lot of e-hangs already, try to see whether you can buy UAVs because I think it's going to go higher. If you don't have cryptocurrencies in portfolio and you want to have a little BTC effect there, go for Coinbase. I'd argue it can go higher to 280. That's a clear buying signal. Obviously, only the blind people aren't seeing this, right? MicroStrategy, Coinbase, RIOT Blockchain, Bit Digital, Marathon Digital, but I'll go for Coinbase for that. Gaming is life. I would say that just hold on your doyu, but don't add yet. Market still isn't appreciating our Twitch platforms for China. Humble, it's okay lang. It's 125. It's not getting a lot of buy flow. Tulog yan. I think in general, OTC names are not getting money. Pink sheet names are still weak. The market wants obvious growth. Let me tell you what. If I only have $1,000, do I put it in Coinbase or I put it in Humble Pay? I think the market will put it in Coinbase. It's obvious, right? I mean, just think of the obvious. If the market likes China, do you think they'll go for JD Pintuatua and Baidu or Alibaba and Tencent? Yes, they'll do that. They'll buy the obvious, right? Until those large cap tech Chinese tech are like 260, or like if those like are up 30% higher, that's the only time that they'll go for the small cap. So focus on the easy wins. That's it. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.